Hey, Robert Stritzinger here, coming to you from my home office on beautiful Lake Michigan. One of the most powerful ways to get your message out is to tell a story. We've been telling stories from time immemorial. From the time that we first learned to speak, we've been carrying the meaning around in stories, and people connect with stories on a very visceral level. So anytime that you're trying to get your message out, if you can tell a story about it, it's going to be even more powerful. And one of the most powerful things for your story is to use archetypes in your story. Archetypes are the basic stories that we've told forever and ever, that we've built these archetypes up, and people automatically connect with an archetype when they hear the story. I'm going to tell you about 12 different archetypes, the 12 basic archetypes. There's probably more, but there's 12 basic ones that you can use, and I'll have them grouped in groups of 3, because some archetypes, you can build a story with several different archetypes together. Some of the archetypes are complementary, so as I go through, I'll list them in groups of 3 and see if you identify with any of these archetypes. See if any of these archetypes you can think of stories that use these archetypes in them. So you can start thinking more about archetypes and how you can weave these archetypical stories, and I don't know if that's the right word, these stories into your these archetypes into your stories. Okay, so the first 3 is the innocent, the explorer, and the sage. You probably have your own story kind of built along one of these archetypal lines. So the innocent, the explorer, the sage. The next one you're gonna identify, because you can think of a brand that uses this: the hero, the outlaw, the magician. The hero, the outlaw, the magician. Think about Apple, the outlaw. They're the kind of the outlaw brand, but they're kind of the magician also, the hero too, all right? The next one, the regular guy or gal, the lover, and the jester. Regular guy, lover, jester. That's a kind of 3 different archetypes that go together. You can have one main archetype and then a couple, other ones that connect to your main archetype, that kind of, secondary archetypes, if you will. All right, and then the 4th group, the caregiver, the creator, and the ruler. The caregiver, the creator, and the ruler. Those ones all kind of go together. Think of like a king, in olden times. That would be the ruler. And if he's a good king, he's probably a creator and a caregiver too, right? So those are the archetypes, and think about those archetypes, learn more about archetypes, and try to build archetypes into your stories when you're telling them, to get people to connect, because people connect at a very deep core level to archetypes. So if you can stand out with your archetype, stand out with your brand, stand out with your archetype in your story, then people are going to connect to you a lot better. I am reading a book. Actually, I read it. I've had it for a while. I've read it before. I'm kind of reading it again because I'm studying up on archetypes and storytelling. And here's the book. It's called The Hero and the Outlaw: Building Extraordinary Brands Through the Power of Archetypes. Margaret Mark and Carol S. Pearson. It's a real good book. I highly recommend it. And learn more about archetypes, weave them into your brand, weave them into your stories, and people will connect at a very core level with you. If you want more information about these kind of things, make sure you click down below, go to my blog post if there's one there. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more videos about marketing and mindset. Bye now.